What's up everybody, it's What Jim, and this is my first thread video. It's going to be for 5 songs that should have been number 1 in the US Billboard Hot 100. So you can go ahead and do your own video of this, but let me know that you've done one in the comment section below so I can go ahead and watch it. And the rule is that they've got to be 5 songs that were never number 1 in the US Billboard Hot 100, and they can never be number 1. So it can't be a song that wasn't a number 1 when it first came out, and then a few years later it was a number 1. Think of Imagine by John Lennon, for example. And it also can't be a song that somebody else covered and it got to a number 1. So it has to be a song that has never been a number 1 and has never been covered as a number 1 as well. And I put these in no particular order. If you go ahead and do a video, you could put yours in order if you want, but I've just got mine in a random order. And I might go ahead and do a part 2 to this. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But the first song I've gone with is by The Who, and it's My Generation. So it's from the My Generation album from 1965. And I just can't believe that this wasn't a number 1, because it's one of the biggest songs of the 60s, I would say, and it's one of The Who's biggest songs. I think it's absolutely ahead of its time. I think if you still listen to it to this day, it still sounds out of this world, really. It's just an absolutely amazing song. And I'm just really shocked that this was never a number 1. I suppose there was a lot of amazing songs coming out around that time, so maybe that's why it wasn't a number 1. But I just really can't believe it, because I just think it's just an absolutely amazing song of the 60s and definitely ahead of its time. The next song I've gone with is from the boss himself, Bruce Springsteen, and that's Born to Run. I don't even know if Bruce Springsteen has had number 1 in US Billboard Hot 100, but this definitely should have been 1, as in my opinion it's my favourite Bruce Springsteen song, and it's a classic. It's one of my favourite songs of all time, and it's from 1975 from the Born to Run album, and I'm surprised no songs from that album got to number 1, as in my opinion it's the best Bruce Springsteen album and definitely my favourite. I just absolutely love the lyrics to that one, and Bruce Springsteen's vocals are just absolutely amazing in that song. But the next one we're going to go with is by the Beatles, and that's Strawberry Fields Forever from the Magical Mystery Tour album, which came out in 1967. This is a Beatles song that I think should have been number 1 the most, and it's one of my favourite songs of all time, in my top 15 songs, and it was never a number 1. I just cannot believe that, and I felt like I had to include this song because recently I went to Strawberry Field, which this song is based off of, and it was just a really surreal experience, and I felt like I had to include the song because of that. And because the Beatles are my favourite band of all time, I had to find some sort of song from them in here, and it's just another song that's ahead of its time on this list. I think all these songs, to be honest, sound ahead of their time, but I just think that just the instrumentation, the lyrics, the vocals, just every single thing about the song I absolutely love. The 4th song I've gone with is Rocket Man by Elton John. I wanted to go with a song that came out in 1972 because it's 2022. This year, so 50 years ago, it would have been 1972. So I felt like I had to include a song from that year, and I went with Rocket Man by Elton John from the Honky Chateau album that came out in 1972. Fun fact that when I actually met a YouTuber called DidgerZ, that I actually met him in person, and this was the album I listened to on Spotify when I got back home, and this is absolutely my favourite song from it, and it's one of my favourite Elton John songs, and it's a classic early 70s song that I really can't believe it's not a number 1, considering it's one of Elton's biggest songs. There's a film named after it. I just really can't believe that it was never a number 1. I feel like it really deserved it. I feel like all these songs I've included really did deserve to be number 1. And these are, of course, my own opinion. And next one I've gone with is probably a song that not many of you have heard, and it's by the Proclaimers from their 2018 Angry Cyclist album, and it's Streets of Edinburgh. By the way, I'll link the music video for all these songs in the description below for you to go ahead and watch and listen to them. But this song is in my top 10 songs of all time. I've talked about it several times on my channel. I actually went to Edinburgh, and we played Streets of Edinburgh when we're there as well, which was a whole lot of fun. I just love the lyrics, I love the melody, the instrumentation, the vocals, just every single aspect of this song I absolutely love, and it gets to me every time, and every time I listen to it, it just brings me back memories of when I first heard it, and seeing the Proclaimers in concert and going to Edinburgh. So just to recap, the songs I went with were My Generation by The Who, Born to Run by the boss himself Bruce Springsteen, Strawberry Fields Forever by the Beatles, Rocket Man by Elton John, and last but certainly not least is Streets of Edinburgh by the Proclaimers. And like I said, you can go ahead and do your own video of this, as this is my first thread I've done. So if you go ahead and do a video, just let me know in the comment section below, as I can go ahead and watch your video and leave a comment once I've seen it. And it has to be songs that were never a number one, and it can't be a song that was covered by somebody else and it ended up getting a number one. That's really all I'll say for this video, and if you've not already, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and comment. I really appreciate it. My goal is to try and get to 200 subscribers. I think we're 26 away from getting to 200 subscribers, so I really hope I get to that milestone by the end of this year. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace and love, stay safe, take care, and ciao.